So what does the future hold? Let me talk about just three very simple things. Number one, we need to describe desperately. Now, I could use the word pray, but people tend to kind of turn off and drift away because that's such a common, ordinary word. It's so much of our vocabulary. That's what we do over lunch. Sometimes we pray harder than others over lunch. Prayer is very familiar. So let me use this unusual word to describe prayer. Describe desperately. Are you in your prayer life describing desperately before God our need for his intervention? We have to have an intervention of God in our nation and in our churches if we are going to see something happen. There is no single tool that will turn everything around. There is no program, no process, no book. There is no idea out there. There is no one thing that is going to turn all of this around. We need an outpouring of the Spirit of God. And it is when times are the worst that God has done his greatest works. More on that in a minute. But we need to be describing desperately before God so that God knows we need his intervention. I think this is especially important for Southern Baptists because we are so program oriented. We are so tool oriented. We are so methodologically oriented. Give me a plan, I will implement the plan. Just give me a plan, get out of the way, let me tinker with it, let me adapt it, let me adjust it. Just give me a plan and we can do. So what's the tool? What's the plan? Where do we go? We go to the throne of God and we seek God's intervention. We also need to describe desperately to one another and honestly what's going on right now. We need to talk about where we are. And we need to understand we are in a battle for our lives. We are in a battle for our future. And it's a battle that requires supernatural intervention and everything we have in us if that battle is going to have an outcome that we seek.